Greetings, welcome in, everyone. Hope you all are doing well this Monday. Welcome to week number 5 of the challenge. Welcome to day 29 of my challenge. And yes, hope you all are doing well on your prospective challenges or your New Year's resolutions. Hopefully, you're all staying on track with that. And once again, just feel free to reach out to me. I hope to support you on your journey. Once again, you're not alone in doing your challenges, your resolution. I'll do my very best to support you on yours as I am going through my challenge as well. And sorry as well, yesterday, this platform that I was using for some reason was not connecting. So if you want to see that day 28 session that is happening on my Twitch, so I'll make that available. I'll try to get the video download and try to download that to YouTube as well. But I had to go use my Twitch as my to stream, at least keep the streak alive, right? So, but yeah, today's was super amazing. And before I get into the topic of I sabotage my diet, I'll get into that. But yeah, today was super amazing. At the same time, the other side to that, an update with my tooth infection here. So I was able to get an appointment this morning with that. So hoping that it was just a tooth infection, that I can get some antibiotics to just get the swelling down. And unfortunately I did get that. And I also got some news that it looks like which this is the first time I'm hearing about this, but first time mentioned to me, but x-rays show that I've never had discussion with my dentist regarding my wisdom teeth. So I just assumed that they got removed at when I was a lot younger. I would think I would remember that, but I was thinking it was much younger, in my under 10. But my wife's telling me that they don't usually do that until you're a little bit older. So yeah, just I guess getting healthy probably reinvigorated my wisdom teeth to come out, I guess. So it's pushing up against just one side here is pushing up against my last teeth and hitting, I guess, the root and the nerve endings. So that's probably what is causing the pain. And I guess inflammation is kind of or infection is kind of a result of that. So yeah, I've been recommended to a specialist, as the doctor, this is the dentist, this was out of his hands now, as it's I might be better off with a specialist. So he referred me to a specialist. So I'm just waiting for a call and response on that. And as of now, yeah, I got my antibiotics. And I had some leftover painkillers from my last emergency dental appointment. So yeah, that's I'm hoping to get that done soon. I'm okay just having my tooth extracted, because this has happened. This pain that I get here or here on the other side has just popped up here and there, probably let's say once a year. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't afford to have any downtime, especially now I'm doing this challenge and wanting to definitely improve on my overall health and just getting a lot done as much as possible. So yeah, I'll just sacrifice, whenever this operation surgery happens. And from here on out, that's it. I don't need to deal with that any longer. So yeah, just to find out, yeah. I mean, sometimes once again, you don't want to remove the walls and just discover what's hiding behind them, right? But the pain has just been getting to me since last Tuesday. It's been on and off, right? But uh, Saturday it was just throbbing a lot that I couldn't stream on Twitch. I just was able to have the energy after a good rest to stream this wrap up session, right? So it's just, yeah, I was able to get an appointment today, and just that was it. It was just it was news, but definitely very important for me to just just can't go on with just having this pain, and just at the same time it's building up, and then you're just having that that just lightheaded feeling from the pain, and just the lights coming in as well, just not adding to that. So yeah, well, stay tuned on when that's gonna happen here, right? So hobby means welcome in. So just gonna be waiting in on when that appointment is. I'll keep you guys up to date. On the other side, yeah, I will have to, tomorrow I have, early morning, as well as my son will be having his eardrum surgery, right? So gotta get up early for that. And thank you for everyone who reached out and wished wonderful, wonderful wishes on a successful surgery. Thank you so much, Hobby Meets. Thank you. And yeah, I'm just just gonna be supporting my wife and son, and just get them there, and hopefully everything turns out well, right? So, but yeah, like I said here, as we were picking up food on our way back for my boys, I deliberately sabotaged my diet for a reason. Once again, it's I definitely want to prove to the point that and we'll find out in a short bit here. But I want to prove to the point that things happen. It's you going on whatever project or journey and plan that you want to achieve. Things happens. That's part of success. There's going to be detours. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be, as I would say, sabotage that happens, right? So self-inflicted sabotages, it's not the end of the world, right? If you have a plan, a mission, something that you want, worth fighting for, just get back on, right? Like Google, right? We hit detours. Does Google get mad? Google Maps get mad? No, it's just it does its course correction, right? And that's all we need to do, is just a course correction and get back on track. So I ate some food from the fast food court here at Metrotown in Vancouver, Burnaby, and I didn't have any feelings for it. I mean, I know what it tastes like. My wife ordered it for herself because she had the craving for it. Why? So I definitely look in the bag. It's like, okay, this is definitely not for my son. This is for her. So, but obviously we're always a team, and we share food, right? So obviously she's not a heavy eater. She's skinny as a twig, right? So she definitely wasn't going to finish it all. But I mean, I wasn't lining up to eat it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Let's there's a lesson here. So I still did my inner dialogue, and this was happened on day one of their challenge, just to continue to have that inner dialogue. So obviously, yeah, I had no craving for for it. I know what it tasted like because I've tasted it a few times already. But to say I didn't have a craving, so I definitely, I forced myself to eat it, right? And I expected, I tasted the same, right? So I knew what to expect. At the same time, I did feel regret, right? That and I did feel, that a little bit, okay, why I did this and whatnot. But at the same time, I did it for a reason to, self-sacrifice for my community, or just saying that, like I said, things happen, right? And we are tempted with foods for a reason. They want us to buy their foods. They want repeat customers, right? So their food tastes great for a reason, and I expected the taste as it is, right? So, but it doesn't mean it's it's game over, right? That's the thing. It doesn't mean game over. There's, as hobby main, right? There's always another race. We miss a race, there's always another race, right? So for Marbles Unstream players, they understand that there's another race. For my running room friends, there's always another race, right? There's no point in playing or running through an injury and then setting yourself back for unable to do multiple races, right? Have to recover an entire year. Like myself, I pushed myself. I already felt the pain. I just walked it off and tried again, and boom, my calf went, and that was it. And here we are today, right? So I'm treating this 2025 kind of like my fight song, right? My comeback victory. So, like I said, things happen. Just course correct, like a Google map. Get back on track, and just keep going. There's a part of you have this life, but at the same time you have to live it too, right? You have to create content in it. So social interactions is just as important as staying on top of your nutrition. We evolved in a way where we took care of each other as a species, close to chimpanzees and whatnot, right? So they groomed each other, right? Made sure that our skin, there's no ticks or bugs in our, and that's why you can see, right? That may cause, sickness earlier down the road. So they groomed each other, grooming. So, but anyways, it's part of our DNA, right? It doesn't have to be part where we're grooming each other, but a nice, handshake, a hug, a pat on the back, right? 2 hands on the shoulder, just to be seen, right? That interaction, that physical contact, our body, needs that to just basically, and unfortunately we live in a world where now, social distancing has expanded thanks to the pandemic, and everybody wants things delivered to their doors now, and there's no more that often to head out the door, right? So and once again, computers, streaming, right? So that social connection, that physical contact has drastically reduced. So it's just important to have that part of being healthy and feeling optimized. And that's the thing, the segue into this challenge for week number 5, right? Is that our body needs to feel what optimal health feels like, right? So once again, we are removing the remainder of processed foods starting this week, starting today, right? And as much as you can. And the other things that are being removed here, that not a part of food, but once again, the goal is optimal health. We want our body to crave optimal health, rather crave the foods that are added with stuff like sugars, salts, and whatnot to enhance the food flavors, so that we crave that. So we are removing, starting this week, nicotine, tobacco, right? The second one is might be challenging for use. I know this is very casual, right? Weekends, parties, right? Very casual, not an everyday thing, unless you're very stressed. But I mean, that's why we do the breathing exercise. So to reduce that stress is alcohol. So that we're removing that starting today, and as long as you can, at least throughout this week, right? So once again, not food, but then the goal is optimal health, right? And the last one, this is kind of the challenging one, and I left it last for a reason. And you guys might be throwing stuff at the screen, putting up your signs with the Ghostbuster, but my face instead, right? Or pitchforks and signs. The last one, caffeine, and it's that one's tough because caffeine, if you drink it every morning, definitely completely understand. I mean, I was the same way as well, especially me working 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Luckily, I don't have to work today. I took off because my son's surgery. But once again, remove coffee just for the time being. Like, you guys can introduce that after this week, but just go as much as you can, right? Because once again, the goal here is optimal health. We want the body to crave that feeling other than craving the food, because the sugars, the salts is creating that craving for us, right? So with caffeine, I don't need to say too much about the first two. We all know. It's just we deal with stress, and those things help us deal and cope with stress, even though it's not good for us. We know that it's not good for us, but at the same time, stress is terrible as well, right? So we're changing one evil for the lesser evil, whichever you want to feel, which is the lesser evil of the two, right? So, but with the caffeine, that one's key, is very important, because sure that some people can't sleep with caffeine, so they do it as early as they can in the morning, right? For myself, it's kind of borrowing tomorrow's yesterday's time, tomorrow's time now, right? So you're borrowing the future to have that small kick first thing in the morning, right? So look at me, hobby means I'm still rolling marbles here. Terrible. But yeah, and some people say they can sleep through it, but the thing is, you can sleep through it, right? No problem. That doesn't affect you in the moment, right? In the conscious state, the wakeful state, right? You can sleep, but subconsciously, you're not reaching the 2 different levels. So we have 5 different levels. What we are now, the wakeful state, the conscious state, we're in the beta. Above that is the gamma. So we'll just leave that for Shaolin monks, Buddhists, monks that they meditate for enlightenment, right? So that's a different state, right? The other 2, one below that, is the alpha state. Definitely a great place to help improve your gut feeling, intuition, meditation and whatnot. So you're not sleeping, but you are meditating. You're so slowing down your brain waves down to alpha state. Below that is theta. So this is where you're almost to the point of nodding off, right? Getting into sleep here, if you're like meditating. But definitely this is part where the recreative mind comes in, taking all the data of the day, all the challenges of the day, and formulating creative ways for you, especially if you start your night to say, okay, this is my challenge for the day. Let's find a way to solve it, and your mind will find different scenarios, and first thing in the morning might have the answer that, as a domino from Marvel, your body will guide you to the way to okay, let's look into this might solve that problem, right. Think of it like Super Mario Brothers, uh, playing the level over and over again, and just finding a breakthrough, right. It could be something that comes up, and you're finding that breakthrough, right. So yeah, definitely no more stress, right. So, and then the last one, which is the delta state. This is where now you're not dreaming anymore, right. This is where your mind has slowed up to the point to now, okay, let's look at the areas in our body. This is where we get into REM sleep, now even further down into deep sleep, which is where the healing happens. We spend the entire day breaking down our body, our mind, through the physical challenges of life, whether it's moving around, lifting stuff, and then also the stressful challenges that our mind goes through, making 35,000 decisions per day, right. Feel free to Google that. It's there's right how many decisions we make per day, about roughly 35K. So this is where, when we get into delta wave, that is where the mind just goes to the moment where you're not dreaming, you're not even moving, let alone it doesn't even look like you're breathing, right. So that's how our body gets into that state. Now it just focuses on healing every aspect of our bodies, to help us get ready. Now, if you're in such a great state, once again, healthy, optimal state, right, and that'll take over time, right. You don't even need 8 hours to repair your body. You just imagine being able to wake. And so that's the thing, you don't need to stay up late to get your work done. You can even start your day even earlier, because like myself, it's like you're waking up at 6:30, like my 8 hours. I'm waking up at 6:30 because my body has healed, right. And definitely thanks to meditation and having to start eating healthy for the last 29 days, heading into December. So definitely needing to just get to that healthy state here. So, but yes, very important. Like I said, caffeine kind of blocks you to getting those states. So as for this week, just try weaning off the coffee, right, so that you can hit those states. And then from there, let's see, right, and once again, once like a seed, we build those layers. So it's not going to be perfect, this first 90-day challenge, and I welcome you guys to join me each challenge. Next one's starting in April. You build those layers, right? Like myself, let's say I was only like 25%, 30% successful. I mean, I lasted 60 days out of the 90 days, but from there I was able to and then I still had the 4 months gap, right? So from there, I was able to still keep 8 pounds off the 18 pounds that I had, right? And from there, at the same time, I was, I was able to keep some of the food addictions and some of the things that I've learned, not eating that much of it anymore, right? And just going to almost decaf coffee. So I'm even to the point where I'm not going to have coffee altogether, right? So it's going to be crazy stuff, but we'll see, right? So yeah, once again, just things happen, right? Just course correct and get back on track, right? If you're going to have that one meal, then you know what, just we get back, we clear out of our systems for the next 5 days, and we're back into the groove of things. All right, well, I am definitely going to end it here. Once again, my son has surgery tomorrow, so thank you all who wish wonderful your prayers and warm wishes for a successful surgery. I really appreciate it a lot, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. And once again, this is streaming on 3 different platforms: Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Feel free to subscribe, follow. Feel free to hit those notification buttons to get updated when I go live again. Right? So very much appreciate it. And as always, continue to raise yourself, raise your environment so that you can raise yourself, evolve, and be able to be that impact for your environment, which is your own community, your friends, your families, your colleagues, people around you. They are a part of your community. Simple gesture, a hug. And once again, physical contact is very important. It's part of our health. It will go a long way into igniting that fire for someone that they are seen, they're heard, they matter. And from there, they're able to, pay it forward. For that gesture that you did for them, they can do that to 3, 4, 5 other people. So be that change, be that wave of force for your community. Take good care. I wish you all the very best. As I love, Coach loves you. That was on my stream. So yes, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening. And yes, just stay on track. Things happen, just get back onto it. Take good care and have a wonderful evening.